guys, so today is January 20th. It's like 9:35 p.m. right now. So I have to make this quick because I have a lot of work to do. I just wanted to like recap my day. So today I had AP Psychology, Government, Astronomy, and Teacher's Assistant. And in AP Psychology, we're learning about learning. So like classical conditioning, operative conditioning, operant conditioning, something like that. And operative learning or something, observational learning or something like that. But yeah, we're learning about that. So today he gave us like cups of powdered lemonade, the Minute Maid brand or whatever. And then for every time that he said conditioned or conditioning, we had to dip our finger in it and eat the powder. So that was really tasty. And sadly, he took our cups away. But he gave me back one, but it was like dirty, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat this one. But I was like, what's the point in taking away our cups if you're just gonna throw them away? Like, some of us actually wanted to eat it or make it into lemonade. So yeah, and then in government, our teacher gave us our midterm study guide, so we were just working on that with partners and whatever. And then in astronomy, so you know how I was telling you that story about how these girls in my class were talking about their English teacher, and then, my astronomy teacher just comes in and is like, oh, I really don't like that you're insinuating that she's racist, even though no one said she was racist. Well, yeah, if you remember that story from, I think, last week or something like that, yeah, so today he called on one of the girls, and, because he was asking people how many planets do we have, or whatever, in the solar system, and he was like, your turn. To the girl, and she was just like, I don't know, and then he was just like wasting his time because he was like, come on, I know you know, and he was just like kept pointing at her. I'm like, okay, you're wasting your own time. Can you just move on to someone else who will guess or knows the answer or whatever? And yeah, and then we had to go to a table to pick up some papers, and he was sitting down there, and he took the girl aside. He was like, hey, so are you irritated? Are you mad or something? Like, what's wrong? And I was just thinking, you're asking her what's wrong right now? Like, literally, as many times as people have gotten mad at him, now he just asks, are you upset? Are you okay? Like, are you kidding me? So you care if someone's upset when they're not actually upset, but when you actually get them upset, you don't care at all. That doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever. And then I was talking to her about it after school, and she was like, oh yeah, I took a personal oath to just not speak in that class because whenever whenever I respond to him, he just makes me mad, so I just don't want to talk to him anymore. I'm like, that's understandable because he's really annoying. Like, oh my god, you just have to be in the class to understand. But yeah, and then what did we do? Oh, and then he like yelled at me for no reason. So he has a problem with people going to the bathroom, and I was one of the last ones to finish my quiz, so I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom quickly. I don't even ask him because, like, every time you ask him to go to the bathroom, he goes on this long rant about taking people out of the bathroom and blah, 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 so whatever. So yeah, I came in, and he was doing the stars thingy, so he has to make the room, like, totally dark, and it's one of his pet peeves is, like, having lights on, like, your cell phone light, or, like, any kind of light on while he's doing the presentation, and so I wasn't going to walk around in the dark, and bump into things, so I had to turn on my cell phone light. So I turned on my cell phone flashlight, and then I was getting situated. Literally, I had just, like, got to my seat. I didn't even get a chance to sit down. He's like, Leah, seriously, turn it off. And I'm just like, can I get situated first? Like, I literally just put my stuff down and ran. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, God. He's just so annoying. He, like, yells at you for no reason. He has a problem with people going to the bathroom. I'm just like, I'm sorry that you have a problem with nature's bodily functions. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry for you. Because obviously you don't have to go to the bathroom, and you don't understand that people need to go to the bathroom, so yeah. And then in 7th, so they started their debate today. I have no idea what the story is about, and I always never know what the story is about, so I always try to ask somebody, like, oh, what's this case about, so that way when they're objecting and doing their trial or whatever, I can follow along. But the friends I normally ask, they don't even know what's going on, and they're part of the jury, and I was like, oh, do you guys have like a backstory, like, I would expect them to have at least some background knowledge of this. But they were like, no, we didn't get any background paper or anything. Like, literally, they start off the case with their first witness. The first question they asked is, why, I've said this story so many times I forgot, but the first question they asked was like, why were you at our house or something? And I was just wondering, why is the attorney asking why the witness is at their house, you know? I was just so confused. And then, like, literally the prosecutor and the defense attorney were saying it so many times. I was just like, okay, maybe our house is an initial. But then they called some witness and they were like, oh, so you work for Mr. and Mrs. Wright. I mean, Knight. Knight. And he was like, that's correct. And I was like, well, if this was about Mr. and Mrs. Knight, what the heck is our house? Like, is that the name of the hospital? Like, all I got from it was it has something to do with AIDS and people living, I think people with AIDS living in a community. Something like that. I don't even know what it's about, honestly. Yeah, it was just really confusing. And so class was almost over, so our teacher was just like, oh, well, since everyone has questions about that, you know, that's something we'll address. Because the jury said, we have no idea what this case is about. I'm like, yeah, nobody gave any backstory. Literally, it's just the judge is like, oh, court's in order. And then she said something, I don't really know. But obviously it wasn't the background of the case because I would have remembered that, you know? But yeah, it's just really confusing. Oh my god, this is 7 minutes. I said this was quick. I talk a lot. Oh, I'm still talking. Okay, oh yeah, and then I went to dance practice and I've been practicing that role I tried to do where I looked really stupid. But yeah, I know my problem. My problem is that I want to catch myself. So, you know, it's like instinct, like, oh, I'm falling, so catch myself. But, so I know I just have to relax my mind and just do it. Like, it's basically a back roll. But I just have to learn how to not catch myself. So, that's my problem. And I'm really nervous for this dance because I have to do it on Friday. And I know the part I missed a little bit more, but I still don't know it completely, which is really bad. But, yeah, I'll have to go show you guys the snow, so I'll go show you guys the snow, because it snowed today, just a little bit, because where I live, we're supposed to get, like 2 feet of snow tomorrow or something, so everyone's hoping for, like, you know, 2-hour early release, or 2-hour delay, or something, so I'll go show you the snow. So, here's the snow. I'm being really quiet because my mom's sleeping. Still snowing a little bit, not as much. Yeah. So yeah, that was me trying to show you guys the snow. Sorry, it's really dark out. Maybe I'll try to get some footage in the morning when I'm going to school. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Toodles!